Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll be discussing solutions to challenge problem number 10. And after that, as usual, I have another challenge for you, challenge problem number 11. Before starting with the solutions, I would like to acknowledge that some of the students are religiously doing all these questions, and it's worth mentioning their name for the effort they have put in. So here are the names of all the students who are religiously doing these questions. Congrats guys, and continue your hard work. Let's start with solutions to challenge problem number 10. Okay, so let's start with question number 1. So question number 1 says that px is a polynomial of degree 5 which has integer coefficients and px has one integer root. So let px be equal to x minus alpha into qx, where alpha is integer. Now it is given that p2 is equal to 13, therefore 2 minus alpha into q2 should be equal to 13. Also it is given that p of 10 is equal to 5, therefore 10 minus alpha into q of 10 should be equal to 5. Now we notice here that 13 and 5 both are prime numbers. Now let's solve equation 1. 2 minus alpha, 13 is a prime number, so therefore it will have factors as 1 and 13 alone. 2 minus alpha is an integer, therefore 2 minus alpha will be either equal to 1 or 13. We can also have 2 minus alpha as minus 1 or minus 13. These are the only 4 possibilities. From here we'll get alpha is equal to 1. From here we'll get alpha is equal to minus 11. From here we'll get alpha is equal to 3 or 15. These are the 4 possibilities. Second equation, can write 10 minus alpha into q10 is equal to 5. Therefore 10 minus alpha will be equal to either 1, 5 or minus 1, minus 5. These are the only 4 possibilities because 5 is a prime number. So from here we'll get alpha is equal to 9, 5, 11, 15. Now we notice that only alpha equal to 15 is a common solution to both these equations. Since both equations needs to be satisfied, there is only one solution. Alpha has to be equal to 15, sum of the digits equal to 6. That is the answer. Let's try question number 2. This is an interesting problem. Find a polynomial fx of the smallest possible degree that upon division with x minus 1 whole square and x minus 2 whole square leaves remainder 2x and 3x respectively. Let polynomial fx be equal to x minus 1 whole square into qx plus 2x. We can also write fx is equal to x minus 2 whole cube into, let's say, another function rx plus 3x. qx and rx are the quotients. Now qx and rx should have degree greater than or equal to the remainder, which is 2x and 3x. So let's see what are the possibilities. Let's start with qx being a linear function. Suppose qx as a constant function. If it's a constant function, then fx will be a quadratic. If fx is quadratic, then it is not possible because already we have a cubic equation here. So this is not possible. So let's take qx as a linear function. Therefore fx has to be a cubic function. If fx is cubic, then rx has to be a constant function, which is not possible because degree of rx should be greater than equal to degree of the remainder, which is 3x. So therefore it is also not possible. Let's take then qx as quadratic. Now if qx is quadratic, then fx will be a biquadratic equation, and fx is biquadratic, this implies rx is a linear function. This is possible because the degree of rx is greater than or equal to degree of 3x. So this is the possibility. So this is the smallest degree polynomial that we can consider. So let's take qx as ax square plus bx plus c and rx as px plus q. Therefore we can write the functions like these. Now we can compare both of them. So therefore x minus 1 whole square into ax square plus bx plus c plus 2x will be equal to x minus 2 whole cube into px plus q plus 3x. If we rearrange the terms, px plus q, that is equal to x. If I put x equal to 1 into this equation, therefore we will get p plus q is equal to 1. If we differentiate 3, then we will get, and if I put x equal to 1, then we will get, here we can directly use the value of p plus q. If we substitute the value of p plus q as 1, therefore we will get minus p plus 3 is equal to minus 1, and therefore p value will be equal to 4. Now if p is equal to 4, then q will be equal to minus 3. Therefore we can write function fx is equal to px plus q into x minus 2 whole cube plus 3x. So that is the smallest degree polynomial which will satisfy these conditions. Let's look at problem number 3. In this it is given that px is equal to x minus 1, x minus 2 into x minus 3. We need to find out how many polynomials will be there which will satisfy this equation. Now px is a degree 3 equation, rx is also a degree 3 equation, therefore this quantity should be degree 6 equation. Now we know that p1 is equal to 0, p2 is also equal to 0, and p3 is also equal to 0. In this equation, if I put x as 1, we will get this, which will be equal to 0. Similarly, p of q2 will also be equal to 0, q of 3 will also be equal to 0. Now if p of q1 is equal to 0, then q1 will be either 1, 2 or 3, then only it will be 0. That's why q1, q2, q3 should correspond to 1, 2 and 3. Now let's see how many such functions are possible. If I draw arrow diagram, then total number of functions that are possible will be 3 raised to the power 3, that is 27. But not all will satisfy the given conditions. For example, let's remove all the cases which are not possible. Suppose q1 is equal to 1, q2 is also equal to 1, and q3 is also equal to 1. All three are equal. In that case, qx will be a linear function, and this is not possible because degree of p of qx has to be 6. Similarly, if q1 is equal to 2, q2 is equal to 2, and q3 is equal to 2, this is again not possible for the same reason. There is one more function which is possible where all three are equal to 3. Apart from this, if q1 is equal to 1, q2 is equal to 2, and q3 is equal to 3, then qx is equal to x. This is the function. Again it is a linear function, and if it's a linear function, then again p of qx will not have degree as 6. One more such function would be there when q1 is equal to 3, q2 is equal to 2, and q1 is equal to 1. In this case, qx will be equal to 4 minus x. Again this is not possible. Therefore total number of functions which are possible will be equal to 27 minus 5, which is 22. That is the answer. So in a nutshell, we have calculated all the number of functions, and from that we have removed all the possibilities which are not possible. So therefore the answer is 22.